Now listen to me. Before we get into the deep details of this video, I just want to say one thing. There's going to be people saying, how dare you, Valrak, make a video like this when me, the Chaos, the Xenos player, we've got nothing. And I completely agree. I want you to get everything in the world. But in this video, I just want to discuss, as a Space Marine player, what stuff I would like to see added to the Space Marine range. I'm not saying next week, I'm not saying next year, but eventually from Games Workshop, so it makes the range a little bit more fun for me as a Space Marine player. That's not saying I don't want your stuff to come first. I do want it to come first. I just want to talk about Space Marines because, as you can see, I'm a huge Space Marine fan. Now, saying that, let's jump in and let's talk about what the Space Marine range needs and what I would like to see it get. So I think we should start with stuff that we've been waffling about before, like what potentially is next for the Space Marines, and then we'll go into theory, and then we'll go into like personal wants and stuff like that. Now again, these are some rumors, and I always say rumors are rumors. Please take rumors for what they are, rumors and not facts. So with the launch of 11th edition, we know we got brand new intercessors, we know we got brand new Vanguard veterans, there's a new land speeder in there, the captain, the ancient, the jump pack chaplain, the bolter eradicators and stuff. That's all new stuff that's been added. But always when a Space Marine Codex comes out, there's a bunch of new stuff that drops with it as well as the launch box set stuff. Now, the rumors that we've been waffling about on this channel are quite simple, really. Apparently, there's going to be new multi-part Outriders, which again makes sense, more weapon options and stuff, etc. and stuff like that. Maybe the bikes themselves will have more weapon options. Maybe it'll be Volkite, Plasma, Melter, Flamers, etc. I have no idea, just theorycraft at this point. To go along with those multi-part Outriders, apparently there's going to be a captain on a bike, which again makes sense. We have a chaplain on a bike. Why not a captain on a bike? Is it going to go further than that? Are we going to get like an apothecary on a bike, a librarian on a bike? I have no idea, but it makes sense if GW eventually do go down that road. Now, the big thing that I'm really excited about, and this is one of the things I actually want more of when it comes to the range, so I'm just going to shove it in this part of the video, is that apparently we are going to be getting a brand new Space Marine Dreadnought. That Dreadnought, what the rumors are saying, is supposed to be a venerable Dreadnought, which takes this from 6 all the way to midnight for me, because if you're doing Dreadnoughts, then give me a venerable Dreadnought. It's a Dreadnought of Dreadnoughts, as I always like to say, the ancient of agents. So if that is true, I can't wait to see what GW do with that, because at this moment in time, the one that we've got right now, the venerable Dreadnought, is like a small little box knot. It doesn't really match up to the scale of the Redemptors, the Brutalis, etc., etc. So I do want to see what they do if that does turn out to be true. Very excited to see where they go from there. On top of that, there hasn't really been that much more rumored general Space Marine stuff. And this is where now I'm more or less going to jump into the theory craft. And you know what? And a little bit of rumors, because there is some rumors about some characters going forward, but mostly theory craft on what I think the Space Marines need and what I would like to see added to that range. Now, I think it's best to start at the top and work our way down. So let's start with characters, because this is the big thing, and we actually had this in 10th edition as well. We got Lysander, Sabodan Khan, a bunch of new models, which I think really worked for those chapters they were attached to, but I think we could go even deeper than that. Now, one thing I do want to discuss right at the start of this is that Pedro Cantor is a big want from me. I can't wait to have him. I'm currently going to be doing a Crimson Fist army in 11th edition, because it's all about the Orcs fighting against them, and who better than the Sons of Dawn when it comes to the Crimson Fist to do that. And I have been hearing rumors that Pedro Cantor is going to be getting a new model. Next year is the 40th year anniversary for Warhammer 40,000, and I've been hearing some whispers that apparently during that anniversary we are going to see some Crimson Fist love, we are going to see some Pedro Cantor love, so I do have some big hopes for that. Now, going from Pedro Cantor, there's other characters, like Gabriel Seth of the Flesh Tearers, a character that I absolutely love, probably one of the most brutal, most savage chapter masters currently serving the Imperium. How amazing would it be for him to get a new model? Isidon, the chapter master of the Raptors, would be another big one. If you look at like, the Space Sharks, the Minotaurs, all these chapters have huge fan bases of, well, fans, right? And they would love them to get some love. I think this is the direction that GW should be going in terms of HQs and characters in the future. You can definitely start adding like, you know, a Salamander Chapter Master, stuff like that, because I know a lot of people want that. And the Salamander Chapter Master is actually mentioned quite a lot in the Operation Imperator book, which actually does make me think in a way, are the Salamanders going to be getting something big? I have absolutely zero idea at this point, but I think that would be a great option to go, again, because the Salamanders are one of the most fan favourite chapters out there, and if GW did do this, then surely it would sell a lot of models and make them a lot of money. And that's what it's all about for GW, making money from models. So I think this is a direction that they should be heading in. And let's move our way down to stuff like troops, elites, and stuff like that, which again, make up the bulk of a Space Marine force. Now, with the new 11th edition box set, we got brand new intercessors, but I really think Games Workshop have missed out on this one. For me, I think they could have took that from a 5 to a 10, with literally making that squad as what the rumour stated in the first place, which was wrong, by the way. Again, all rumours are lies, as I keep saying. They should have called this the Tactical Intercessor Squad. That way, what you could have done is really got on the nostalgia train and really got people hyped about this, because then when you have these tactical intercessors, you can do like missile launchers in the squad, plasma guns, you know, heavy bolters and stuff like that. Like all the cool things that we used to love from the tactical squad back in the day, they literally could have redone this in a more cooler, epic, dynamic, more HD poses, which again, we all wanted. This is what we all want. These little things is what we all want. So I think that's a missed opportunity, but still, I think they can definitely go down that road and still add it to the range. It's just up to GW. Are they going to do that? Another unit which I want to see more love with, and I thought this was actually going to be in the 11th edition box set as well, is actually more grav weapons. Grav weapons are one of the most bizarre weapons that the Imperium has, because it's literally a gravitorial weapon that just, I don't know, like crushes you inside out kind of thing. Like that's how it worked in Eternal Crusade back in the day. If anyone ever like did a grav execution, those were the days. But I'm really looking at this, and there's only 2 Primaris models that have a grav weapon. One is Targaradon of the Imperial Fist, and the other one is the Tech Marine, and he has a grav pistol. And I'm thinking, are like grav weapons not a big thing anymore? Or like, are we losing this technology or something? Like, why is there not more grav weapons? Why are we not seeing maybe like a Gravis squad instead of like the Eradicators with bolters? What about Eradicators with grav weapons? That would have been way more cooler to see something like that, like big, thick grav weapons just blasting away on the battlefield, like Centurions and stuff. Like they have all this type of stuff. Like, why is that not being like pushed over now to this type of like new arsenal of new Marines? I just don't know like what GW's direction is, but I think that is one of the directions they should be going in, like old school. I'm calling them old school weapons, but like pre-Primaris weapons added to like Primaris units, I think would be absolutely fantastic to see. There's some things out there which I think GW have already started, which I think we will see become full-on units. For example, Sabodan Khan and his repulsor bike. I've been saying this for a while now. I actually do think that is going to go to the general Marine range. So we will be seeing not only Outrider bikes, but also like repulsor bike squads at a later date. When that will come, absolutely no idea, but I do theorize, again, pure speculation theory, that in 11th edition, we will be seeing that stuff. Maybe with the rumoured big Ravenwing refresh that's supposed to be happening. I don't know. Again, all speculation, all theory a part of that. And just like we've got like specific characters for specific chapters out there, like Lysander and stuff for the Imperial Fist, I actually think that GW should do specific units for these chapters as well. And I know this is very controversial, because people say, well, Valrak, I want that for my Space Marine chapter, and, you know, it's the Imperial Fish unit. And I get that, right? I do understand that. But I think that this type of stuff makes those chapters a little bit unique, adds a little bit more extra play style to that chapter or chapters on the tabletop, which gives them a little bit more rule of cool, which I do think we are missing from the rules. We used to have it in rules like Bolter Drill and stuff like that, but we don't have that anymore. So I think like units could go a long way as well. And what I mean by units, so for example, let's talk about the Imperial Fist. What if they had like kind of like a boarding squad shield bolters all pushing forward, like shield wall kind of thing up, you know, a hail of bolters coming at you, and that is only for Imperial Fist, for the Imperial Fist or Imperial Fist, you know, chapters or Imperial Fist keyboard, Crimson Fist, etc., stuff like that. And again, you could do this with like the Salamanders. Maybe the Salamanders get like a special type of pyro, melter, flame unit, maybe a dreadnought or something that is only specific to them, that makes them stand out in the battlefield. The Raven Guard like get like a infiltration sniper unit, maybe some type of jump pack unit that is only for them. The White Scars get like a certain bike unit that is only for them. This is what I think would make the game a little more special, a little bit more personal as a Space Marine player. This is the kind of stuff I would love to see models being made of, because I do think that this makes the game a lot more fun and a lot more awesome to look at in the long run. And let's jump on to stuff like tanks and dreadnoughts and stuff, just to end the video, what I'd like to see, what I hope they make and stuff going forward. We've already talked about the rumor with the Venerable Dreadnought and stuff like that, if you catch the first part of the video. But there's also stuff like I'm hearing that there's going to be a new Rhino that's going to be coming. Again, is it going to be coming 11th edition, 12th edition? Absolutely no idea at this point. But I am hearing that GW do want to revisit track-based vehicles, and I think that is a great direction to go in, because there's a lot of stuff they can do. So if we look at the current like Land Raider right now, we'll look at the current Rhino right now. Well, let's start with the Land Raider actually. The Land Raider is an iconic kit. It's probably one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic Space Marine kit there is. I love Land Raiders. I've got a couple of them in my army. Actually, every Space Marine army I have has like a centerpiece command Land Raider. That's how just like amazing they are for me. But one of the things about the Land Raiders is that it's an absolute terrible kit to put together. Like, if you built a Land Raider, you'll understand the instructions, the gaps. It just doesn't feel nice when you compare it to like some of the modern plastic kits. So if they were to redo the Land Raider, I would definitely welcome it. Now, a lot of people are scared that if they redo it, is it going to be the same Land Raider, which again I completely understand. I don't want him to change any of the designs and stuff like that. Maybe add some like extra weapons to the like the side sponsons. Maybe stuff like Volkite. Maybe stuff like grav cannons. Okay, maybe I don't know, like just cooler missiles on top and stuff. Yeah, you can do that, but keep the actual design itself as we all know it, as we all love it. And I do think that's the direction that GW got to go in. That's the same with the Rhino as well. Again, going back to the Rhino rumors, I'm hearing that that's going to be redone, and that's going to be a lot more cooler. Maybe, if anything, they increase the scale of it a little bit so it matches up to some of the new stuff, like, you know, like the Redemptor Dreadnoughts, the Primaris Marine size and stuff like that. I think that could be welcome as well. Again, not changing the design, just upscaling it a little so it matches the new scale of the tabletop, because like it or not, the scale has now changed when it comes to Space Marines. And again, we've mentioned the Venerable Dreadnought, but how about adding more different types of Dreadnoughts? A Chaplain Dreadnought, a Librarian Dreadnought for Blood Angels and stuff like that. Again, these are the kind of cool things. I've been talking about like a flame-based Dreadnought, melters, flamers, and stuff like that. Like, just give us all the variants. Give us all the the weapon arsenals you can imagine. This is the way forward for Games Workshop, I think, to really extend that Space Marine range and make it even more cooler, even more badass. Other things, like, again, if we go back to tanks, we talked about Land Raiders and Rhinos and stuff like that, but one thing I keep mentioning on my streams and stuff is I would love to see a brand new artillery tank for the Space Marines. Yes, we have, like, is it the Razorback, if I'm not mistaken? But sorry, not the Razorback, the Whirlwind. Well, I have no idea why I call it Razorback. The Whirlwind, yeah, okay, that's all, that's iconic, but, you know, maybe something a lot more cooler, maybe something a lot more epic that we can, like, just plant down and start just bombarding one side of the board with. There's a lot of Space Marine chapters out there, Marines of 11, I'm looking at you, that absolutely love just to bombard anything that's in front of them and then clean up in the dust. So it does make sense for the Marines to have this heavy ordnance, but we just don't have that much heavy artillery ordnance at this moment in time on the battlefield. Yeah, I'm sure people are going to say, look, if you look at like this up here, like, yeah, we've got like the bastions and stuff and everything, but I don't know, it's just not the same, right? Put it on tracks, let me wheel it forward and just spraying the enemies of mankind. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and this is a tricky one because 11th edition has really changed the game with this, and that is aircraft. I absolutely love aircraft on the tabletop. Right down here, which you can't see, right under my desk in my display cabinet. I'm looking at it right now, you glorious yellow bastard, right? I have a Stormbird. I love aircraft. I got a Stormbird. I'm currently going to be having a Thunderhawk very, very soon. I love these big, thick flyers. But sadly, over the past couple of editions, aircraft have just been slowly being, I'm not saying phased out, but pushed into the corner. We're literally on the chair in the corner watching all the action, just like Luke, right? So for me, I want to see more. I want to see this. I want more aircraft involved in the game. Maybe that means introducing some new aircraft, maybe some like Call Primaris flyers or something, maybe smaller, of course, and making them more adaptable, more cooler actually in the game itself. I think it's very, very sad that aircraft are going the way they are, because aircraft are absolutely awesome to bring on the tabletop. I love to bring aircraft in all the tabletop games I play, like Bolt Action and stuff like that, because aircraft are just amazing. It's like aerial support, raining down fire from the heavens, right? I absolutely like dive bombing and dropping bombs and stuff and like getting out of there. I just love it. I love having aircraft in games, but sadly, you just don't see that much anymore in tabletop games. Anyway, that is enough waffling from me. I have no idea why I did this video. I'm just sat here and I was thinking, do you know what? What would I like to see with Space Marines going forward now in 11th edition, maybe 12th edition in the next 3 years when we sat here 3 years' time? I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. As I always say, what would you like to see with Space Marines? Units, characters, tanks, aircraft, dreadnoughts? Maybe something I haven't mentioned. Is it something I haven't mentioned? Is it something I haven't mentioned? I have absolutely no idea. Let me know down in the comment section down below, and we'll have a nice little chinwag down there, as we always do. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, way around the world, and bye-bye.